Hello. Today I want to talk some more about surrender to God. Some of you expressed an interest in learning more about this particular topic. So I'm going to break it down to the different states of consciousness and how surrender to God is part of that state of consciousness. Here in the world, we have the consciousness of the relative field, waking, dreaming, or sleeping. So a desire to surrender to God is a desire in the waking state of consciousness. And this desire is really just a thought. It is a thought alone of your mind. Now, your mind basically creates your idea of who you are, that you wish to surrender to the Lord. And your mind is very powerful and is able to make a construct of all of the various experiences of your life. And this would include your particular physiology, your particular place of birth and the circumstances of your family, where you went to school, your friends, what you do for work, how you spend your time, your likes and your dislikes. All of these make up who you think you are. And your mind does a very good job making that real for you. But the reality is that's not who you are. Who you are is beyond the relative field, beyond the world, beyond your mind and your physiology. Who you are is divine being. Who you really are is universal God. So the first surrender to God is accomplished by transcending the relative field, by transcending your mind and your physiology, going beyond. And then the experience is of universal God, referring to itself by itself, unfolding itself to itself. This is the first surrender to God, the transcending of the relative field in your meditation practice. Some of you have practices where transcending happens for some reasons other than having a mantra. But for many of you, your meditation practice involves having a mantra that is a technique that allows the transcending of the relative field. If you desire to surrender to God, then the first surrender is the consciousness of divine being. And that consciousness, pure consciousness, is the experience when the relative field is transcended. When the consciousness of the relative field is transcended, then the experience is pure consciousness, is the experience of universal God. In time, if you have a dedicated meditation practice that develops with repeated and regular transcending of the relative field, in time, consciousness of universal God is established. And then there are two states of consciousness held simultaneously. Consciousness of universal God, alongside consciousness of the relative field, the waking, sleeping, or dreaming. You are now established in the consciousness of universal God. Now surrender to God is permanent. This is the state of enlightenment. So please develop your meditation practice. Surrender to God regularly and repeatedly in your meditation practice. Establish yourself in that surrender to universal God. Thank you, beloved Guru. All glory be to thee.